Let's look at the Pergamus altar. Why don't you explain a little bit? Because I believe America needs to understand the Pergamus altar.
Well, the Pergamus altar was, at the time of the Apostle John, located in the city of Pergamos. It sat on the Acropolis, overlooking the valley, and actually you have the view of the Mediterranean from there. And this was known as the seat of Satan. And why? Because originally it was erected to house the statue of Zeus, an 80-foot statue of Zeus. And that statue was torn down by Caesar Augustus, who used the platform to declare himself both emperor of the world, overthrowing the rule of law in the Roman Empire, and also to declare himself God. And from that point forward, it was known as the seat of Satan. And also remember that Pergamos was the receiver, if you will, of all of the Babylonian pagan practices, including Baal worship, Dagon worship, and Ashtaroth worship, that all transported into Pergamos before it was adopted and accepted by Rome. That particular altar, which is it resembles a Greek temple in a U shape with a large platform of stairs rising to the middle, sat in Pergamos until the 1880s, when it was picked up and moved to the city of Berlin. Until in 1933, Adolf Hitler walked in and saw the Pergamon altar, understood its occult significance.
Yes.
Because this was the place where Caesar Augustus had declared himself God of the world. And he ordered his architect, Albert Speer, to recreate this Pergamon altar at the Zeppelin Tribune in Nuremberg. And all the pictures you see of Adolf Hitler standing there, zig heiling with thousands of troops in front of him and swastikas blowing in the wind, were done in front of Albert Speer's creation of the Pergamon altar at the Zeppelin Tribune in Nuremberg. After the collapse of the Third Reich and the fall of Nazism, the Pergamon altar has sat vacant. And suddenly it made a reappearance in 2008 at the Democratic National Convention in the Denver Coliseum.
Yes.
Which was an interesting choice. Denver was an interesting choice because many people believe that the Denver airport, which appears to have its runways laid out in the shape of a swastika, has significant occult spiritual forces as well. It has an extremely satanic horse that is a sculpture that sits in front of the Denver airport. The horse is so satanic it killed the sculptor who made it. But nonetheless, Barack Hussein Obama insisted on accepting the Democratic nomination for the office of presidency atop his replica of the Pergamon altar underneath the white horse, symbol of the Denver Broncos, who is known as Thunder.
And that's also in Revelation 6:1.
That's correct. Behold, a white horse, and the rider is given a crown to go out conquering and to conquer.
So Hitler understood the supposed power of this Pergamus altar.
He understood it, that's correct.
And I believe Barack Hussein Obama understands it.
Yes, and it's a significant issue because if Barack Hussein Obama understands the occult nature of the Pergamon altar, the seat or throne of Satan, the most important part to glean from that is that he is seeking occult power. We know that he hasn't set foot in a Christian church since he's taken the office of the presidency. He's had crosses removed from places such as Georgetown University when he's gone there to speak, or he's had crosses covered. And in the meantime, he seeks out symbols of occult power, including the Pergamon altar. For instance, if you recall when he signed the stimulus bill, he didn't sign that in Washington, D.C. in the Oval Office where you would have expected a new president to sign this most significant piece of legislation. He flew to where to sign it? Denver Airport.
That's right.
And he sees the Denver airport as a symbol of occult power and the Pergamon altar as a seat of authority. I also called to mind that he gave a speech in Germany in front of the statue of Nike, which was a place where Adolf Hitler had previously spoke. He finished his speech with the statement, "And this is my struggle," which, as you know, in German translates to Mein Kampf.
Yes, yes.
So the elements are all present, and they're not present necessarily to point to say that Barack Obama is a Nazi or a follower of the Third Reich. But it is significant to point out that he is a follower of things occult and not things Christian.